honestly cannot remember how to do makeup. Oh Lord, help me, help me, help me, help me. I feel like I'm still doing makeup the way they were doing it in 2010. How do I look, guys? I look weird. Anyway, so yeah, so that's the thing about that about YouTube, really. I will get there. So now let's go to life update. What has been going on with me in the UK? In the U of K's. Charlie. See, I always say that if God did not lead you, if it's not God that led you here, you will get frustrated. To be honest, you will get tired. You will get frustrated, because since we came to this country, so much has changed. So much has happen. I'm sure you guys, you listen to the news. Because I don't talk about it does not mean it doesn't affect us. It does affect the rules, the changes, immigration changes in the UK. It affects everybody. You know, last year there were a number of things that I was like, oh, okay, we're looking, you know, it was really exciting. And then a new law was brought out, and it was almost like, wow, where do we start from? You know, when you make plans and the UK government just tells you news flash. So yeah, there's been a lot of changes in the immigration system in the UK. I forgot that I wanted to do. Is this how they still do this thing? What was I saying? Okay, so yes, there's been a lot of changes in the immigration rules in the UK, and that has affected some of our plans. But one thing I know for a fact, and I always used to tell myself and encourage myself, is that, again, I know I did not send myself here. You know, it is God that brought us here. So whichever way it goes, we'll be fine. That's what I keep telling myself. As long as it is God that brought me here, we shall be fine. So in case you are in the UK and, you know, you're worried about the rules, the immigration and all of that, just cheer up, okay? Cheer up. I know that there are a number of people, even, you know, some people that I know that are close to me, right, whose visa, you know, is expiring, and, you know, with the new salary threshold, with the new rules, it's like, where do we go from here? I don't even know what to say, but I'll just tell you, just hold on to God. Just hold on to God, because in this UK, you need God. And it's so amazing that, you know, you know, the way the country is set up, God is the last thing that people pursue, especially in times like this, because you are pursuing COS, you are pursuing a job, you are pursuing this and that. Many people don't even go to church anymore because, you know, and you can't even blame them, you know, which, I mean, I always tell myself, and I told my husband before we came here, that, you know, no matter the situation we find ourselves, we should never ever forget that God is our source. The reason why we are here is God. Nothing you do, you cannot provide for yourself. It is still the same God. That thing you're looking for, it is the same God that will do it. So you have to make time. You have to make out time for him, because he's the only one that is stable. He's the only one that is reliable, right? I don't know what I am doing. Okay, so let's move on. I don't know what's going on with my face right now. I am actually considering cleaning this off because I can't imagine entering the church with my face all glammed up. I've never done makeup to my church before, so I'm seriously considering cleaning everything off. But we've come this far. But anyways, let's move on. So I've talked about YouTube, and then life update, what's going on with me. I'm already in my second semester God forbid. I'm in my final semester in school already. Guys, time really does fly. Yes, this is my final semester. I'm really excited about it. Look at the amount of product I'm wasting. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super pumped. I cannot wait to be done with school. Even though, to be honest, I think sometimes I forget I'm still a student. And that's probably because, so my first semester was class. Second semester was also class. You know, I had some classes second semester. Third semester, I didn't really go to school because it was my, is it dark enough? It was internship. So I was supposed to have internship with an organization. I actually did an interview and I was selected. I was the only one selected at the interview to start working. But then I changed my mind because they are not paying me for the job and the workload was going to be very, very much for me. And then it was a time that it was during that time that I needed to do certain things. So it didn't make sense for me to commit to that. So I went back to school and told them I cannot work with an external organization for my internship. So instead what I did was the school then gave us, so if you were unable to get, or if you don't want to work outside the school will give you a project to work with a company and help them to develop certain things for my team. We developed like video content, social media content for them, and that will count as your internship, whatever. So that was what I eventually did, right? So I only just developed the content for a company. It was a great experience, and that was it. So we didn't really go to class, we didn't have any lectures, it was just working independently, which was great. And I think it was from there I started to forget that I'm still a student. It was from there, and then we had the long holiday also in September, so it was just a lot of things. So anyway, so this final semester we have 4 classes, and then after 4 classes you're left alone to work on your final project, which I will be needing you people's help on. Again, you guys know whenever I'm in school we are all doing school together, okay? So I think it was when I was in the US, I was doing a project on sexual dysfunction, painful sexual intercourse and all of that, and I needed you guys, and so many of you. I am so grateful for this community. You guys, you don't know, this community has helped me even in my academic pursuits. You guys have been great and awesome. I'm super grateful for you guys. This semester again, my talk is on sexual dysfunction in marriage among young couples living in the UK. So guys, I'm begging you people, okay? If you are a young couple, you've been married within the last 10 years, you live in the United Kingdom, right? You live in the UK, and it's not just sexual dysfunction, it's also how spouse negotiates contraceptive use in their marriage, the dynamics between the husband and the wife. So those are the things that that's my project. That's literally my 12,000 word dissertation for this semester. We're talking about communication, basically just the communication of those things, of how you negotiate, sex, how you negotiate contraceptive use in your marriage, how you negotiate sexual dysfunctions, if any. So if you're young, married, living in the UK, please, I need you, okay? I need you so much. Please, if you could please send me a DM. I just need to do an interview. It's not going to be more than 10-15 minutes maximum, just to have a conversation around that, just to help me graduate. Guys, distinction, we don't do anything and fail in this channel, okay? It's distinction we are looking at coming out with. So I really need your help, guys. Anyway, so so please, my handle on Instagram is victoria.a.fash. So if you'd be interested in just doing an interview with me, just to help me, I'll be so grateful. So please, even if I interviewed you in the US, please, I don't mind. Let's do this again, okay? Anyway, so that's what I'm doing this final semester. It's my project. So we are almost done with our classes. I think I have just one more class to go this semester, and I will write my project, and once I submit, I am officially done with school. So I should be done with school sometime in April. I should be done on my master's program. Exciting! Even though the amount I spent, hey guys, when you calculate the amount you spend in terms of tuition in this United Kingdom, it's enough to buy a land and build, because we're talking about nothing less than 30 to 40 million naira just on tuition alone. We're not talking about rent you're paying, we're not talking about the bills you're paying. I don't even know how, like, every time I think about it, I'm like, God, you are so faithful. Like when I had a lead in to come to this country, I had maybe when that lady came, when I got the offer letter from the school, I think I had about $200 in my account. Then I was in the US. I did not have the funds, and I'm like, God, where is this is my tuition is £18,000. Where on earth am I going to get £18,000? When I went to the US, my tuition was about $40,000, but it was free because, you know, I had assistantship. I even had, you know, monthly stipend and all of that. So there was no reason to be worried. But this one, I was so worried. And I was like, God, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And I kept dragging my feet until God eventually pushed me out. And the way God sent help to me, you guys, you already know the story. If you don't, go and watch my videos when I just came. What else should I put on my face? It's still it's still flabbergasting me every time I think about it. Flabbergasted. Yeah. It's still amazing to me every time I think about it. Should we use yellow or blue? Every time I think about it, I'm still very, very amazed at how everything has gone. God has been like, no debts. God, like, no, come and borrow me. I mean, in the beginning there was, oh, don't let me lie to you. In short, I think I'm still owing Messi. The way God provided for the tuition without me having to come and beg, you know, I still don't understand how God did it. £18,000. God has been faithful. He has been so faithful. So sometimes, even when I'm in that place of I'm tired, I'm kiniko, and you know, I'm in that place of God is not being fair, blah blah blah. When I think of this UK journey alone, my sister, I go back to the place of Thanksgiving. I feel like it doesn't match. I don't know how I did it, but guys, I'm so grateful to God. I am so grateful to God, because I know there's so many people in this same situation that I know a lot of people that even from not having, I had, you know, that God has used us to be a blessing to, because like, how will you even explain it? If blue is the right color. I don't think blue is the right color. I think I just want to let me leave it nude. Let's leave it. Let's not go crazy, okay? So I know a number of people that are in this situation that to pay tuition, to pay £18,000 is not small. It's not small child's money. Small child's play. So I am very, very, very grateful. I'm so grateful to God that I'm almost done, finally. I feel like I've been pursuing a master's degree for 4 years, because again, you know, I started in the US, even though I didn't finish there, and I came here, and you know, starting school all over again, it's not the best. It's not been, yeah, it has had its own challenges, but you know, God has been faithful. So yeah, every time I think about the journey so far, I am really, really grateful to God. So yeah. So that's that about school. I would say it's been a good experience. It's not been as stressful as schooling in the US. See, I tell you, it's joke. They are joking here. Schooling in the US and the UK, they are not the same. In the US, I would write papers. I write like 7,000, 5,000 words every single week. You know, there was always a lot of assignments, a lot of papers to write. It was purely academic, right? But I think, at least in my school, I don't know if it's the same in most schools in the UK, but here it's more practical. It's more about, you know, film editing, video editing, recording. It's more about building an app. It's more about, you know, it's more practical. It's not, so I always say that if you want to go into academia, which is something that I want to do sometime in the near future, schooling in the US will always be the better option, because, or maybe the Ivy League schools in the UK, I don't know how it is done there, but if you want to be like a professional, a practitioner, you know, you want to go really to work, not into academia, I think that the standard here would actually it will help you very much. So yeah, because even in my final project, we have the option of writing the 12,000 words dissertation, or you can create 20 pieces of content for a brand, right? So you can go anyway, right, depending on what career you want to pursue. So I chose the dissertation because I do want to publish my paper. I do want to, you know, go and pursue my PhD degree and all of that. Yes. I never thought that I would say I want to pursue a PhD, but it's actually something that I want to do. So I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know God will lead me, God will direct me when the time is right. So there's that. So yeah, so it's been an experience. Let me do this. I can't do this and talk. Okay, take it as it is. So yeah, so that's that about school has been great. And then what else? Oh, I also started driving class. I started again. I started again because when I came to the UK, I thought that I could use my US license here. I mean, that was one of the major reasons why I actually got my license in the US, because I thought that coming to the UK, I'll be able to, just change it. But when I came here, well, that's how they told me that the US is not one of the countries that they accept. So there are countries, including Canada, that they would accept for you to just switch your license, so you don't have to like take the test all over again. But apparently for the US, they don't accept US license in the UK, which, to be honest, I don't blame them, because the way they drive in the US and the amount of scrutiny that is involved in getting a license in the UK, it's not as tough as it is in the US. So only for me to get here, and they told me I have to go and start all over again. So I have to start a class all over again. So it's something that I'd wanted to do since I moved in here. But because at a point, because of my husband's job, it's quite far away from here. We were really thinking, if you watch my first video, I should get wipes. I'll get wipes when I'm back, when I'm on my way back. If you watch our first video when we're coming here, getting a license, I was really talking about getting a car, because we really wanted to get a car. But God, I look weird. But we eventually decided that probably taking the train was the better option for us. So that kind of puts driving license, which I really wish that I had done that when I came. I would always advise, like, if you're coming to the UK newly, get your license, because having a license in this country is almost equivalent to having a British passport. Because a lot of jobs you look for, they will ask you to have a license. I wish I'd actually gotten the license earlier, but anyways, I didn't. So I had to start literally learning how to drive again. And I think because it has been a year, it has not been easy. It's not easy. I've only had one class so far, because we had to travel last week. I'm going to have more classes this week. But when I went for my class, it was almost like this is the first time I'm driving. And also because the road networks in the US, the road in the US is wide, but the road network in the UK is quite narrow. So it's a lot of fear. I remember I kept going towards the curb because I was afraid I'm going to hit somebody. And then driving on the left side is quite new. You see left or right? No, I think it's right. But you're driving on the left. Yeah, driving on the left side is a very new thing for me. So it was hard getting used to it. You won't believe that when I got into the car, I was using I put two of my legs, one in the accelerator, one in the brake. If I realized that, wait a minute, we only use one leg to drive. That is how much I've forgotten a lot of things about driving, just 1 year. But a number of things, I think then when I started, we went round first. The first time was chaotic. I kept pressing the brake hard. But I think the second time it was easier, because you now start to have muscle memory. And because again, I didn't drive so long. I only drove for just a few months in the US, and I wasn't driving consistently also, because the car wasn't mine. So the total time I drove in the US by myself, maybe 10 times. So it wasn't like I had that much experience. Where's the lip gloss that I brought out? Okay. It wasn't like I had that much experience. So yeah, it was really tough. My first class was very tough, but I know it will get better. So it will get better with time. I think the only thing that I didn't do is my brows. I only just filled it up a little bit, but I'm not doing anything about that today. I'm done. I am so done. I don't know how I look. When I entered the bedroom, my husband was laughing. He was just laughing at me. That man, it doesn't encourage me to do makeup. It tells me I'm beautiful the way I am. But there's nothing bad with enhancing your beauty every once in a while. Anyway, so I was talking about driving. So yeah. So I still have a long way to go, and yeah, so I'll start more classes this week. So that is something exciting that has been happening. Yes. And then I was going to talk about, I don't like this thing. It doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't melt the makeup. It just mattifies it. So yeah, let me finish this up. So yeah, so that's that about driving cars. And then my work has been going well. Yeah, I think I might be ready for something more challenging. I'm grateful for the job I have, because I remember when I came to the UK, the options I had were not really plenty, especially for 20 hours a week. And also because the time I came, that was the last time that the UK will be allowing dependents. So there were a lot of people that were coming into the UK. So getting a job was very, very, very competitive. I did not have a job for almost 6 months after coming in. I was applying for any job at a point. Even me that said I would not ever do care, because I don't know, not to say there's anything wrong. I think it's a very noble job. I just don't think it's one of the areas where I am gifted. I started applying for care. Even though I was applying with my professional CV, which was crazy at the time. But I was applying for anything at the time, and it just got to that point. I knew, although when I came to this country, one of the things I prayed about was I wanted to rest. I with everything that I went through in the US, I wanted to rest. And when the Holy Spirit told me that you are going to rest, I didn't know what he meant. I didn't know he meant that you go work. But it gave me time to really rest, to really settle in. And God being so good, immediately we got in, my husband got a job. I think our very first week we moved into this house, he got a job, which was just like 2 weeks after I got into the UK, which is like a huge privilege, even though the job is no longer doing that job anymore. But that job really helped us. It wasn't care, but it was, one of those jobs you do on the side. So he did that, and that job, oh my God, the fact that we're getting paid every week was helping us to settle. We settled all our debts within a few months of coming in here. It was just God just like, what, your husband will do the job, just relax. So me, I didn't have a job, but he did. And then I think after about a month, a job he had applied for in Nigeria, months and months before, just called him, which was a civil service job. And, he got that. And, that was just amazing for us. Like, God just showed up for us in ways unimaginable. And, and it's up from it's only we only have up to go from here by the grace of God. We will never go down. We will never go back to those tough times. And so I got this job, which is like a great job. It's way better than a lot of people had to start with when they came into this country. And, I started with that, and it's been great. I've been in that job now for over a year, which is amazing. I think I took you guys along when I went for the interview, and it's been great, But obviously, because I'm restricted to work 20 hours, there are certain roles that I really want to do, like go into content, social media in itself. Working for what I used to do before, like working as a digital marketing professional with, an organization and all. I haven't really gotten to do that. So that's actually something that I'm looking at, switching to, just actually improve. But I feel like I am always moving. I've never been, I'm always like moving from one place to the other, from one, I feel like I need to be settled, but I know I will get there. I know when I get that one job, maybe it's not a job, maybe it's when I start working for myself, maybe it's when I actually start pursuing my PhD and actually start lecturing, maybe then. But for now, any opportunity you get, you grab, right? And that's what I'm doing with my life right now. But I'm grateful for the one I have, and I'm grateful for the ones to come. So in April, when I'm done with school, and in May, when I can actually work as much hours as I want, then I'm looking at, getting, something that is more of my passion by the grace of God. Because in this UK, you have to work anything until you get what you want, because the bills keeps coming up and all of that. But one thing I do know is that is not my story. That is not my testimony. From the very get-go, I've always submitted everything to God, and He has been faithful, and I know He will be faithful to the end. So yes, I still have a job. Yes, my husband still has a job. Yes, God has been good. And yeah, I didn't do mascara. I feel like I've done too much already, and I'm supposed to create another content for TikTok. So let me clear this place, then we'll get back to gisting. Okay, how do I look? I look so different. I don't want that mascara to stain my face. I look so different. It's weird. I'm sure if people see me in church today, they'll be like, what is happening with you? Yeah. Yeah, I really knew that if I don't do this makeup today, I would not do it. I won't do it again. So I knew I needed to start. And when I woke up this morning, I made up my mind that I was going to do it. And I'm glad that I followed through and I did it. So even though, I'm looking like, okay? Anyways, let's get to, yeah, let me clean this up and then we'll get back to our gist, okay? Why are you running? In the name of Jesus. How do I look? I look so different. But yeah, we're gonna have to make do with that for today, okay? And get used to it because
you look better without makeup than with makeup. I don't know why you're stressing me with that. I don't understand. I'm not used to it anymore.
He said I should have eased him into it. I should have done mild and then build up on it. But this one is a shock to him. Anyway, so yes, guys, I don't know. We'll start heading out to church. It was supposed to be like come to church with me kind of a video, but I don't know if I'll be taking you guys to church. But let's see how it goes, because I was supposed to start the editing and posting this video today. That's what I'm worried about. But let's see how it goes, Sha. Let's see how it goes. But this is me attempting to go back to, to being a baby girl. This is me attempting to bring back my I don't know, there's something that makeup does to you. It makes you excited. It makes you, feel confident in yourself. Not that I don't feel confident in myself without makeup. I do. Okay, that's why I can go over a year without wearing one. But it just, I don't know, I think that I feel different on the inside just because of how I look on the outside, maybe. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. In case we don't continue this video, thank you guys so very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this chit chat day with me, even though there are a number of things that I wanted to talk about that I ended up not talking about. But we'll do another life update in another video, okay? All right, guys, thank you so very much.
I want to draw that thing.
And go now.
No.
We'll still talk to you guys later. Bye.